Well, before I do start life with Maidenhead, I'm gonna make a prediction. I will make it through my first season as manager, relatively unscathed, and perhaps maybe even get promotion. That's the plan. Get promoted in my first season. Hello, welcome to Club 2, Part 1 of the Globe Explorer. As you can see, if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, I did get sacked from Weymouth. I wasn't happy about it, but I think they did make the right decision. Had they not sacked me, they probably would have been relegated. I still would have been sacked anyway, because it was a lose-lose situation. But anyways, we did, I thought we were Maidenhead. I literally said Maidenhead. We're actually Maidstone United. So they've hired me as their new club's manager. Eyebrows have been certainly raised in the world of football for the appointment of the 21-year-old who has recently spent time away from football, about a month or two away from football. It's not long. I don't like being unemployed for long. I get really bored. And he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at the Gallagher Stadium. Clatworthy struggled at Weymouth, I did, but we didn't really have much budgets and the players were just rubbish and was eventually sacked. Okay, don't rub it in. And will now be hoping for a better experience upon taking the Maidstone United post. He replaces previous manager George Enakobi. What happened to him? What happened to him? Did he? I presume he got sacked or got headhunted. Apparently, Lee Bertram was considered favourite. I don't think he was. Otherwise, they would have not have appointed me. They would have appointed this Donny. Maidstone United finished 17th in the Vanarama South. This season's going to be fun, particularly when we play Weymouth. I'd love it if we can face them first, but I don't know what the fixtures are because we've literally just finished the season, which I guess is sort of good joining a club at this point because then we can figure out who wants to leave the club and getting the players I want to bring in. So no, don't really read too much about it. They got knocked out in the fourth qualifying round. Let's hopefully do one better this year. Hopefully try and get them into the first round of the FA Cup. So we play in the Gallagher Stadium, 4,200 capacity. Do we train in the Gallagher Stadium? Do we not have training facilities? I mean, that seems a bit weird. They're very bad, but we've got some transfer budget, 15,000. Wage budget is a take out a pinch of salt, and take the best 11 as a pinch of salt because obviously we're in May. Players will get released in July, so we'll probably. I think what we'll do is in today's episode, obviously we'll have to buy a house because I'm not traveling from Weymouth to Maidstone all the time, so we'll get that done very soon. Then probably just play this episode as if it's a normal transfer window. I think that's going to be the plan. So I'm not really going to introduce the squad too much because I expect most of them will end up going. Obviously, I'll introduce the ones that are contracted for this season. So the board want me to not sign players over the age of 30. Okay, that should be fair. They don't. Oh, okay. So that's a completely off limits. Don't sign any old men. Never seen that one before. Work within the wage budget, grow the club's reputation. Then it says maximum 1 year contracts for players over the age of 30. You said don't sign players over the age of 30. What do they want? They can't have one or the other. So I'd say we don't sign players over the age of 30. Obviously, we've only got a 1 year contract. So this season has to go well. I can't have 2 seasons in a row where I get sacked. It's just awful, that would be. It reminds me of the English journeyman days, which, if you didn't see that save, it didn't go to plan. I got like 5 sackings in a row, I think. I don't really want to have the same as that. So this is, well, let's take a look at the squad. We'll just see who's in contract for next season. So we've got how many players are actually in oh, okay, a lot of players. So, and there's a few players that are out of contract. They are pretty good. So might want to tie. I mean, Aaron Blair looks like a great player. Maybe we should get him down to a new contract. I don't know. I think we'll just make our mind up when the time comes. So there's only 4 players who are out of contract. That is Rap Brown Ryan, though. Obviously not that one. He might be father and son. Is it father and son? I don't know. I presume it is. Reece Greenidge, former West Ham player. No, West Brom. Never played for West Ham. Paris Lock, obviously he's alone, so we don't need. There's only 3 first team players that are out of contract. So we should probably get them down to a new contract. And what's our wage budget? We are over our wage budget. That is very nice. Let's just do that. That's probably still over our wage budget. The players out of contract, how much wages are they on? Okay, if we can, I don't know. I think I'll do the contract offers off camera. I do definitely want to tie them down to a new deal. Obviously, we do have some players wanted. I mean, he looks good. He's only 19. He looks absolutely superb. How this team finished 17th, I do not know, because this team is absolutely brilliant. Ben Brooks is playing, former #United player. Don't forget to hashtag it. There we go. I think he looks good. So what position are we at? What formation are we actually going to play? Obviously, take it with a pinch of salt. I expect it will change. I think at the moment, obviously, Brian Crumb, probably our best centre-back. Harry Lodovica, our best, he's a target forward or pressing forward. I'm not doing a target forward. I'm playing an advanced forward. No matter what role or formation, I'm doing an advanced forward. Coca, it's like a decent right winger, 20 years old. He looks quite good. I assume he's just signed for them. No, he's played the season. Jack, come on. Sam Corn, ascend to mid. So we're definitely doing a formation with midfielders and wingers. I'm just not sure what. So I think for now, what do we have? Like, do we have we've got a defensive mid. I'd say I'd say we just load up a wing play. We'll just load up one formation for now. We'll just load up this formation. This formation is not set in stone by any means, but it might be. So I guess, well, actually first, should we buy a house? We're on £375 per week. Let's see how much money we can borrow in order to hopefully buy our first house or another caravan, which I hope I don't. Well, I don't think this is good news at all. So obviously with our wage only being £375 per week, we can borrow up to £50,000, which clearly is not enough to buy a house. So we're gonna have to rent a house in Maidstone. So I guess that's the easy option. Obviously when we get a new contract, we can hopefully have a bit more money to borrow so we could actually end up buying a house. So I think, obviously, I'm not sure how much money I'm actually on a month. I think I'm on at least over £1,000. So if we can find a decent little flat, hopefully with a lot of space to kick a football around while I practice my tactics. So I think probably this one should be fairly decent. So let's take a look at this. I think it's this house. It might be a flat. I'm not sure, but let's take a look at the pictures, see how good it is. So obviously, lovely stairs. Not good if you've broken your leg or done your ACL. So I hope that doesn't happen to me this year. Fairly decent sized kitchen. So that's that's more kitchen space. Again, I presume that's a bedroom, yeah, because it's got plug sockets there. A decent bath, a shower inside a bath. That's a bit weird. So I guess I mean we're probably there's probably like a communal. I presume that's a communal garden because what house is going to have 2 washing lines? That'd be absolutely absurd. I think, and we've got our own parking space again, a communal parking area. Yeah, I think this house or flat should really do the trick. And this is where we'll be rented out for at least our first year as Maidstone manager. Well, it's currently the 1st of July. I'm just going to do a quick little update. Haven't signed anyone as of yet, but going into the 1st of July, this is the squad at the moment. So as you can see, some players have left the club. So I'll just go through the squad. Starting with goalkeepers. So we've got Alex Holdsworth as our only goalkeeper. Obviously, as you can see, fairly rubbish. Apparently he's the first choice goalkeeper. Oh, that explains why they were so bad. He played every game last season. I mean, how they didn't get relegated, I do not know. So a new goalkeeper is definitely on the cards. So that's on the shopping list. So right backs, I think we're pretty much good. George Fowler looks pretty decent. Matty Yates, again, looks like another decent player. Very young, great potential. So I think right backs are done. I think we probably are going to be playing a 4-3-3. Obviously, we don't have the players for it just yet. We do have a lot of defenders. Some of them worse than others. How many centre backs do we actually have? We've got Brian Crum, who looks like a fantastic centre back, can play pretty much natural in 6 positions. I don't think that was possible. He's natural at centre back, centre mid, right back, right wing back, right mid, right winger. He's a useful player if we want to get people forward. But I think for this season, we'll probably use him as a centre back. And other centre backs are all decent centre backs. We've got Reece Greenidge, who we did tie him down to a new contract. Was on £550 per week. We've got him down to 500. Still hasn't sorted out the wage budget because we're still massively over on that. Then we've also got Kyle Bailey, Temi Awika, who is listed. We'll possibly try and get rid of him. I don't doubt. I think that's going to prove quite a challenge. We will just transfer list him, and hopefully some clubs come in for him. Ethan Young also, he's got fairly decent potential. I think he'll probably stick around at the club at least for this season. Christopher Mandela John, what a name that is! What a name! Again, he's not a good player at all. So I think he's probably another person who will try and get rid of. Again, most of these players don't have agents, which does make it slightly bit more trickier to try and sell them. Then that's the centre backs. Obviously, try and get at least 2 of them out. The ones that are listed. Who's Matty Yates want to buy? He's want to buy Maidenhead. I don't really want to sell him. Are they in the same league? Are they? They're in the Vanarama National. That could be quite interesting if they make an offer. So try and get rid of at least 2 centre backs. And left backs for this season at the moment, we've got Harry Clipiano and Ben Brooks, obviously the former hashtag player. So I think he'll probably end up being the first choice for us. He's a no-nonsense fullback. What's Clipiano? What are you? You're a inverted fullback. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think we'll just play them as a wing back. Then we've also got Birish Gurung. He's apparently can pretty much play anywhere in defensive midfield roles. Can also play centre mid, which I'm still not sure about the role, but his best role is defensive mid. So I think I am leaning towards a 4-3-3, maybe a 4-2-3-1. We'll see what players we can get in. Then centre mids, we've only got 2 at the moment: Sam Corn and Ryan Lowe, who was also out of contract. We've just extended his contract. There was a trigger his contract extension, so we've just done that. It looks like a pretty decent player. Potentially Vanarama National. I mean, that's pretty good. It would have been better if he was League 2 standard, but that's fine. The right wingers at the moment, we've got Okoko, probably will be our first choice. Jeffet Tanga, or Jeffte Tanga. It sounds like Jeffet Tangana. They might be brothers for all we know. It's like he's got the exact same name, but it's not the same player. I can assure you of that. But 2 very decent options on the right hand side. There are no left wingers, which is quite alarming when we're playing a 4-3-3. Then up front we've got Big Shaq, Aaron Blair, and Harry Lodovica. What's he? He's a target forward, pressing forward. Aaron Blair is a advanced forward. Now that's my type of striker. And Shaki Kurtis, a pressing forward. Again, not too bad. At least he's not a target forward. So from that, I think from that squad, we definitely need a goalkeeper. We're pretty much good. Our defense is solid. Maybe a loan or 2 if we need to. and left backs are done, and possibly another defensive mid or a centre mid that can play defensive mid. Where does Sam Corn play? Just centre mid. He can also play defensive mid as well, but that's not his preferred role. Rhino, you can also play defensive mid. That's quite handy. He's natural in defensive mid as well. So, what's it? A goalkeeper, defensive mid, a couple centre mids, and a couple left wingers with yeah, we don't have any wage budget. Do we have any decent youngsters knocking down? So we've got Tyler Hatton, again, 1.5 stars, not really ready for the Panorama South, and Tim Dunphy, a left winger, again, possibly could do with we're going to loan these out, see if they can just get a bit of game time. Hopefully they can come back better players. Hopefully a year out on loan, first team football, so that they should really come back at least a couple stars higher than they are now. So I think I'll probably leave it there for now. We'll just come back just before we play our very first league game against Sauer. Hopefully, I should have hopefully filled out the rest of the squad. Ideally with permanent players, but maybe a few loans here and there. So let's see what happens. Well, it's currently the start of the brand new Valorama South season, and it's been a tough month or so. We've only signed 2 more players, and they are. I will introduce them just shortly. First up is Evros Grigoriou. He's a 18-year-old English left winger, 1.5 stars current ability, 4-star potential, leading regional Premier Division player. Potentially Valorama South. He comes in from Barnet on loan for this season. He is technically our first choice left winger at the moment until we get someone else, which is proving to be quite difficult because we don't have any money. And we've also signed in a goalkeeper, Dan Atherton. He's an English 24-year-old goalkeeper, 3 stars of current ability, good Valorama South player. He comes in on a free transfer, formerly of Warrington Town, Hyde United, and TNS. Started his career at Liverpool, so hopefully he should be a fairly decent goalkeeper, I hope. Bearing in mind he did play in the Valorama North last season, conceding 50, only conceded 59 in 45 games. Did keep 9 clean sheets, so I don't think he'll be a bad goalkeeper. I think we'll do just fine. But the squad is still looking fairly small. And I mean, I guess the best thing is we've got 2 goalkeepers. I guess that's fine. And we do have players that can play in different positions. I'm just concerned about the midfield area. If one of them gets injured, we are screwed. I mean, to be fair, Brian Crum, he can always step in. I say he's first choice centre back, but he's first choice in every role at the moment. But yeah, it's not looking good going into the first game of the season. Hopefully, we can get in a couple more. I mean, for the centre mids, we just need backup loans ideally. Maybe like a backup defensive mid on loan and a backup centre mid. We don't have to necessarily have 2, 3, 4 players for each position. Just 3 will do. Because without it, Random South, still 5 players on a subs bench, so don't need to overload the squad. We can always add to it throughout the season goes by, but at the moment, we are going into the new season with how big of a squad? 20 people, that's not too bad. We could always switch to 5 at the back if we need to, because I don't think any of these players are actually wing backs. They're not, but Brian Quam is. He's definitely a wing back. He's a natural wing back. So if we did have to switch to a wing back, 5 at the back system, we could, but I don't want to at the moment because we just don't have the players for it. Defense is fine, but it's the midfield area and left winger. But as you can see, wage budget we were 0-0, but when we signed a goalkeeper, we went back down into the negatives on the wage budget, so it's not good. We do have money though, so I have been trying to ask. Let's ask them now. see if they can increase the transfer budget while they're at it, but I'd say that's probably a no. We'll find out what they say about that request in tomorrow's episode. I suspect they're not going to increase it. So before we do end today's episode, let's just see where we're predicted to finish. So 12th in the league. That's not too bad. Do we have anyone in the Dream 11? I don't think we do. Is there anyone from Weymouth in the Dream 11? Obviously, we're still in the same league as them. Where were they predicted to finish? 20th. I mean, yeah, they are almost certainly going to get relegated. I don't think they have. Let's just have a quick check on them, see how they did in the summer. They only signed 4 players, 3 players on loan, 1 player on a free transfer. Toure left and Mo Shabar also left. Don't think anyone else left that we particularly use. So I guess they have. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, their squad is even worse when we left it. I'm out. I'm completely speechless. They are gonna get. They're not going to survive. They've got 12 people. Wow, that should be interesting when we do eventually play Weymouth, which by the looks of it, that could potentially be in a couple episodes' time, I reckon. So I think I'm gonna leave it there for now. I think I need to rest. I need to have a lie down because this squad, it's going to be a fun old season, stressful, but I think we can win some games. We've got a better squad than last season. Let's be fair about that. So I will see you all in the next episode for our first ever matches in charge of Maidstone United. We will be playing against Slough and Salisbury. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.